good evening, everyone, and welcome to Transplant Talk with Nishanda. I am so glad you all have come to see this show today. Listen, we going, we're going virtually to the Lone Star State. Okay, 2 years ago I was actually in Texas, but we weren't in Houston. So Houston is where we're going today. In Houston, we have a problem, right? We have a problem. And let me make sure I explain again. We are Save 1,000 Lives and Transplant Talk. We are in we're making these efforts to bring awareness to organ donation. And we are trying, not just trying, but it is necessary to get 1,000 people registered to become organ donors. So, I always like to see where's everyone from. Just tell me where you're from. Where's everybody from? Waiting for a few people to come back on, but we're going to go ahead and start the show because we know you can always watch and see the uh, the replay of the video. So if you ever watch it, just say replay, and I appreciate you, right? So we also need to make sure that one, if you ever think about becoming an organ donor, where you can go, right? Donate Life Florida. Make sure you log in here, or you can also go to registerme.org and you are able to then become an organ donor that way, right? So you all know, again, I just like to know, where's everyone from? I normally have my people from Georgia, New York. I need everybody to come on in. And then I also need everybody to do this for me. I need you to text, tag, and tell someone about this broadcast. So go ahead and text, three T's: text, tag, tell, and then make sure that you share this broadcast. Okay. So tonight's broadcast, again, we are going live to Houston, Texas, the Lone Star State. And I actually had a guest a few months ago with her baby boy, Big J, right? And it was Big J's birthday on that day, young guy. And he was very athletic. I believe he played dual sports. And all of a sudden on the court, he collapsed. Can you believe that this is the same type of situation, right? Hello, my parents. Thanks, Dad. All the way from Mare Island. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, this is almost the same story, but this one also has some more twists and turns to it, right? There's some twists and turns to this particular story. I would like to show you a message that the mom wrote in a group that I'm a part of, which is the LVAD group. So I want to show you this message, right? She says, y'all, my baby had a heart attack at 15 last year. So if you see here, it happened February 3rd. He got the LVAD March 21, got listed October 13th, got the heart 10/17. All right. And on June 5th, 2021, this baby played in a basketball tournament, right? That's that's amazing. Utterly amazing. So I'm just waiting for the parents to come on. Again, please text, tag, tell, and share this broadcast with other people. So I can't wait for them to come on. I think they are coming on now because I am super excited, about this story. They are the Nelsons. All right, they are the Nelsons. The mom was Andrea Nelson, and the father, beautiful family, but hey George, but what they experienced is beyond my imagination and my wildest dreams for it to be my baby, right? Now, if anybody know me, know that my children are my world. My husband was my world. So I couldn't imagine hearing this or receiving a call for, this emergency for my son. So I'm even, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm gonna wait for them to give me a thumbs up. And listen, I need everybody, please make sure that you all go on YouTube. I need to see more of those little red and white circles on there. The YouTube channel. I will greatly appreciate it if you all would go to my YouTube channel. I just want to make sure that they are right. Y'all know it's a difference in the time change because I'm in Florida and they are in Texas. So I'm just sending a message because we just want to make sure everything was correct. All right. Hold on. Thank you all again for watching. Please share. Tag, tell somebody. Tag, and tell somebody about this show. So listen, while I'm waiting for them, next month, the month of August, is multicultural or multi-ethnic awareness month. And LifeQuest has been so kind enough to ask me to be the host of the month. So I will not have my own guest until my telethon on the 21st of August. So August 21st from 4 to 9, I will have my telethon. And of course, we're going all over the country. And I am bringing my crew and they are ready. Okay. So we just want to make sure that that you all know what's going on. Oh, thank you. Y'all appreciate it. So I literally was just blown away being asked to host the session next month. And I'm like, wow, I will also be at the Black Expo here in Jacksonville, August 28th. So if you are in Jacksonville, August 28th, come on out to the Black Expo. That's where I will be. And you can see me there. Come register to be organ donors. That's going to be my goal for that day. I want at least 100 people to register. I would say 1,000, but that's a little ambitious. But we're just going to speak it into existence. We're going to switch speaking into existence. We're having a little bit of technical problems going on in the back. But it's going to work out because nobody is going to stop this show for today. So again, they are the Nelsons. I want to show you again their son, the 15-year-old, who what he experienced was beyond beyond me. So can you imagine this little face, right? Can you imagine this little face? And I don't want to give it all. I don't want to give it, away. But of course, he had a heart attack. He had to have an LVAD, and my, it was definitely something. It's a story. It's a story. I can't wait for Stephen and Andrea to come on. Having a little bit of problems in the back. So, okay, so we're switching over. What can we do? It's technology. What can we do? Computers don't want to act right. Somebody don't want this story to be told, but we're going to tell this story. We will tell this story today because this baby is still alive because he is supposed to tell this story. Okay, so we're just waiting. I'm going to wait for them to give me the thumbs up because after that, they sent me videos. They sent me pictures of their baby in the hospital. I saw it with an adult. I could not imagine it with, a 15-year-old teenager, a young child. I can't even imagine. So let me see. Uh-oh. I want to thank all y'all for watching. I definitely do. Thank you, Dad. Thank you. Ready for them to give me a thumbs up. And I think we might actually have the son there too. His name is Sincere. Hello, Mr. Brian. Listen, I told y'all need to get up. Y'all do not want to miss this. Just as uh, Big J's story. My goodness. Okay, they just went away. They just went away. Ain't nobody mad but the devil. I am so sorry for the delay. I will get this story out. Nobody's going to stop me. So, again, those of you that just came on, please make sure that you tell, someone about this broadcast. And while we have, just a few minutes, I just want to, just bring up some stuff, bring up some few details every day about 7,500 children and adults. And I'm in Florida, okay, are waiting for life saving organ transplants across America. So, with COVID, there have been more actual transplants done. And so I was happy to hear that news. Okay. Also, again, make sure that you go to Transplant Talk with Nashonda YouTube and make sure that you register. There are some things that people I hear all the time that perhaps my religion does not support organ, eye, tissue donation. That is absolutely false. That is absolutely false. I would like for people to stop saying that. And I also want to make sure that people understand that just because you get into a car accident, they are not going to find, hey, everybody, hi. Let me see. Hi, Derek. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Mama. Hi, Mr. Jones, Mike Jones. We just want to make sure that that is not true. I went to the hospital. We went to the emergency room. We went to several different hospitals. Not one time did anyone ever ask us for a driver's license or even ask if he was an organ donor. So from what I experienced, that has never happened. So I really want to put that myth to bed, because that it did not happen to me. If it happened to you, I'm so sorry, but doctors are in the business of saving lives and not taking lives. So I see them backstage. Y'all, they look so cute as a couple. They look so cute. Y'all ready? Okay. So let me try. Jared Brown, I'm going to try this for you, my brother. You sent this to me. I am grateful for you. And I think this one is very beneficial. So let me play this.
Still breathing, standing up, everybody's gonna see it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until we reach it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust and clean my throat.
All right, y'all. Thank you, Jared Brown. I look in my inbox and he just dropped it there. Like, I appreciate the love, Jared. Thank you so much. All right, so listen, from the Lone Star State, we have the Nelson. Finally,
Hi.
how y'all doing? Oh, wait. Talk again. Make sure I can hear y'all.
Hello.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure we can hear y'all. Thank y'all. Huh?
So sorry for the wait.
You're worth the wait. You're
Oh,
worth the wait. You're worth the wait. This is your story, your life, your baby. When I seen that message in the LVAD group, I said, no, I gotta have her. I have got to have her. This has to be a special family for it to happen, because my story totally different. So to see this amazing young man receive this gift of life in such a short time, I had to have you on my show. This had to be told. This definitely had to be told. So welcome to Transplant Talk with Nashonda. So I would love to know. Tell me about the Nelson family.
well, I am Andrea.
Okay.
Steve.
I think y'all gonna have to project a little bit more, because
Can you
talk
hear
a
me?
little louder.
Oh, I know. So, can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm Andrea.
I'm
I'm the
Steven.
mother. This is Steven. Um, we have a family of seven total,
Okay.
and there is the middle of the bunch.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. My goodness. I know that 2020 had to be very scary,
Oh, yes.
especially at
Very.
the very beginning. That that was so tell me a little bit about Mr. Sincere.
Uh, uh, Ever since he was young, he always loved to play basketball and NBA 2K. Uh, Whenever he was, even when he's in the car seat, he would be in the gym, and my friends on the sideline would be babysitting while I'm playing basketball. So it's in his blood. Ever since birth, he's always been a natural athlete.
Oh, yes.
Basketball, football, track, he could do it all.
Oh,
He's a typical kid, teenager, like music, like for us to stay out of his business
yes.
and let him be. And that's pretty much it up until he had the heart attack. He was just a typical kid.
Yeah, on February the 3rd is when he had the heart attack, changed our lives forever. Um, we actually thought he just had a little accident at school. We got
Mm-hmm.
the phone call from the assistant principal. He had
Mm-hmm.
fell out while playing basketball, and
Mm-hmm.
that they had to call the ambulance because he had a mouth bleed. So we're thinking we're going to the hospital to get him stitched up and come on
Okay.
home.
Okay.
And
Now.
I've worked with him. He's been playing organized sports since he was 5 years old.
Oh yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
first 6 or 7 years of his life, I was his coach. Uh, Even though we both were athletes, we never pushed him. Let him go at his own pace. And he's a hard worker. Like before this happened, he would go to school. Once he finished school, he would go to basketball practice with the team. YMCA until like 8 or 9 o'clock
That
at
night.
night, just playing basketball. So we got the phone call, and she told me that he had passed out. I'm just thinking maybe he's a little out of shape because they just had basketball tryouts a week before, and he did awesome.
Mhm.
He was up to date on all his doctor visits, all his physicals. He's been getting
Physicals,
physicals his whole life, and he's
everything.
never had any sign of any kind of
Heart
illness.
heart
He was the
failure.
one kid in the family out of everybody. He never got sick.
Never got
Uh,
sick.
Wow.
Maybe once, right before it happened, he mentioned something about getting fatigued, which I found out later that was a sign, but
We
we
never
just
knew.
didn't know. We thought it was all about eating healthy and working out, and which he did. So we just thought he was healthy up until that happened. So I'll let her tell the beginning because once we got the phone call and made it to the hospital, I had to valet the car and she went in before I did. So she got wind of it before I did.
Okay.
Okay. Um, basically, we got that phone call that he had an accident at school. We're headed to the emergency room, and when we get there, right before we arrived, we were like 2 minutes away. The assistant principal called again because she rode in the ambulance with him to the hospital. The assistant principal called us again and was like, they just had to shock Sincere,
Use a defibrillator.
use a defibrillator. And so I'm there like, shock Sincere? Like, what do you mean shock him? Like, she was like, use a defibrillator. So I'm like, okay, I'm 2 minutes away. I'll be in there ASAP. So I get there, I run in the room, which is a room with about 30 people, nurses and doctors, and everyone's just working. And all of a sudden, I see him flatline, like in the movie Flatline. All his numbers just were, the waves were flowing and they just started jumping a little and they eventually faded.
So by the time this happened, I parked the car and I came in.
Yeah, move him over. Yeah.
Cliche, but it was like when I came in, it was almost like a movie scene. Like I turned the corner and I didn't see him. I saw like maybe, no exaggeration, like 30 or 40 medical professionals in the room working on somebody. I didn't know who it was. So I saw my wife first. I've been knowing her since she was 12. been married for 18 years. Um,
Wow.
any man knows a certain cry. You know, woman to cry. When I saw her crying, I knew it was something serious. And actually, you got to bear with me. This is my first time actually just talking about it in detail. It was kind of hard, but when I saw her face, I knew it was serious. So when I looked into the room and saw them, they were trying to do CPR on him, and they were doing it so long that they had to rotate shifts in and out. So I'm watching all these different people jumping on top of my son doing CPR, and everybody would say what they're doing the situation, but I promise you, it was surreal. You don't know what to do.
You don't know.
People say they can't deal with it, don't know what you can deal with until you have to go through it. And so, and I'm gonna try to stay on point. So when they took him away for we didn't know what was going on. They took him back. We had to wait a couple hours, and they brought him to him. And I saw my son. It was the worst thing that you could imagine as a parent. And from that point on, it was just, what do we have to do? My dad always raised us like, when you have a problem, you don't complain about it. You see, what do you have to do?
Mm-hmm.
So find out what do we have to do. So when they mentioned something about heart disease, I didn't. I was shocked.
Right.
I'm 38, 39. He's been playing basketball with me. And we're an athletic family. My brothers, everybody, we play sports all the time. He would actually go play with us from the time he was 12 years old. He would play with grown men. So for them to say he had a heart attack, it was
Surreal.
it was shocking and heartbreaking.
So they basically had to do CPR on him for 2 hours, um, which within those 2 hours, we had to watch them wheel him off to the OR, going through the elevator with people still jumping on and off of him to do the CPR to keep him alive. I mean, like, it was.
And at this point, we still don't know.
We
exactly
don't know what's going on, what's happening, what's the outcome about to be. I just saw him flatline. I know that, and I know that was the last thing that I saw of my son.
So after they told us what the problem was and what they had to do to fix it, from that point on, it was so much. It would take years to just explain in detail how many different procedures he had to go through, but we had to watch.
Well, first he went through ECMO, and I'm gonna explain what an ECMO is. If you guys don't know, he ended up having an LVAD, but he had ECMO is a machine that is just like an LVAD, but it's a bedside machine instead of a device, a portable device. Right. Thank you. But so it's a bedside thing, and that's what they use before they put in LVAD, to try to see if your heart will be strong enough to try to bounce back on its own without having an L or RVAD. So with that being said, he was hooked up to the ECMO for about 3 weeks, where he had to have his chest to remain open in a coma for those 3 weeks.
So I'm going to try to explain it a little bit. So we went in February 3rd. Imagine dropping your son off at school at 7:30 in the morning, and
he was feeling fine in a great
something like this happened, and not being able to talk to him again. Like the relationship me and him had, we would sit up, talk. We both were night owls. We stay up all night, talk. So the last time I had spoke with him was during the Super Bowl the night before. So in my mind, I just wanted to talk to him again. So as a parent, the first thing you ask is, how could we have prevented it? Like, is there anything we could have done? You blame yourself. And once the doctors explained it to us several times, there's only one thing that we could have done that would have prevented him from going through this. If he would have had an echocardiogram test, most people in Texas, most people with those heart problems, they find out about him at birth. He lived for 15 years. Not only did he live for 15 years, he lived an athletic life, a life that was like, he was in danger a lot throughout his life. So once that it was,
and nothing ever showed up with his physicals or anything like that.
see, that's the problem with the physical. Like I graduated high school in '99. The last time I got a physical was 1998, which was like over 20 years ago. But my point is, they still perform the same physicals. If anybody's an athlete, you know that they'll check testicles,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
for hernia, they'll the stethoscope on your heart, then they'll let you go. So, uh, if he would have had this test, they would have found it. The problem with this is that I have. Uh, Once this happened to my son, I have heard these stories before about athletes collapsing on the court. Like, yeah, you could look so many. Yeah,
So many different.
you had Pistol Pete, you had Reggie Lewis. So many athletes passed away, and I question why was this not mandatory. Uh,
Right.
Most people would like to say why it probably was on the parents to do it,
Right.
but parent, we're not medical professionals.
And we don't know.
We just go with what the state requires. You know,
Right.
the state
Right.
requires
Right.
to get a physical. Always been fine. He had an MRI, just never had no issues of it. Uh, what 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 made us make the change to start the nonprofit and start to try to spread the word and spread awareness was when you're in the hospital, you're so focused about your situation. So after a week, 2 weeks of crying and praying for my son, I started looking around and noticing that these rooms are filled. Everybody on this floor is a child. That's what a heart is.
Right.
And with so many people being affected, should be mandatory by the state.
Right.
But we'll get to that later. To see him go through what he went through, and then 19 operations in 3 weeks time. It got to
Well, it was it ended up in 17 surgeries at that time. No, I'm sorry, 16 surgeries at that time. It was 16 surgeries from the time up until he got his LVAD. Um, Not to mention that uh, he had to have a fasciotomy, went to cut his leg because of ECMO, the machine, the bedside machine. They have to put two like tubes into your main artery in both of your legs. So
Mhm.
that caused him to have a flare up in his calf area.
Okay.
And so they ended up having to do a procedure there to save his leg.
because he was in danger of having to have one of his legs amputated.
Right.
Uh, and we were focused on the heart condition. Not only was it the heart condition, he had several strokes. So when they was doing the MRIs and the brain scan, they were finding major damage. So if you could imagine not being able to talk to your child for maybe a month, and then on top of worry about the psychological damage, because imagine as a 15-year-old, you're in PE playing basketball, you pass out,
You're gonna
wake up a month later with tubes in your throat, you can't walk, you can't talk, and you don't know what happened.
and you have a machine, which is the LVAD, coming at the age of 15. And that's what you woke up to have to live with.
Okay, so I want to stop right there for a second. As far as the LVAD, I know we had a heart made two or three. My late husband was bigger, so I think he had a heart made three. It was the real big ones. Say again.
Right.
Yeah, the big ones had the big batteries.
That's what he had.
All right, the heart made three. That's
Yeah. Okay. So you all had to make. Okay. So you all had to make the decision for them to input the LVAD. How long did that take?
Right. That came much
Quick.
it took about the 3 weeks.
well.
The the thing is, I wasn't so sure about the LVAD
Okay.
because of like the long term having this machine to work as your heart. And I
Mhm.
felt like with him having as many as he had to have, that his
Mhm.
body really didn't have a chance to fully try to recover from the surgeries because he was having major heart surgeries. Like those surgeries, other than the two for the leg, those surgeries were all open heart surgeries, every last one of them.
And the reason why she's specifying that is because what's the machine he was on at first?
The ECMO.
The ECMO. This machine is a machine that they put him on to give your heart
So recuperate.
recover.
Right.
After about 6 or 7 days, it wasn't working. So again, this is all new to us. They come in there and sit us in the room and they put this big machine on the table and saying this is what he had to live with.
Do you know what his
And
heart function
hopefully,
was? Do you know what his heart function was?
Well, um, from the heart attack, like his left side was like gone.
yeah, it was damaged severely on.
I don't know exactly
The artery was on one side,
what the
but
numbers were. I
because of the
remember
heart attack, it so much pressure or work on the other side, damaged the other
it
side.
started damaging the right side.
So as he's hooked to the ECMO machine, it was deteriorating. It was a chance they were going to lose it. Mind you, this whole time he's unconscious, intubated. He had 3 tubes in his chest, drainage tubes. He had tubes in his neck.
You have pictures of that also.
He had a lot. It was a lot. So they
That's crazy. All right, so I want to go. Oh wait, I see the video. Um, so I want to make sure that okay, so I have the video here of. Can you all see that? Of him in the hospital with the tube still in, and you see his feet. Um, again, I can't imagine.
So if you see that, my 15-year-old son.
and if you look, I know it's kind of uh,
Dark.
there.
His open. This chest is open right there.
So this is when
Yeah,
so
it's
this
a piece of black transparent tape over that hole. You can still see like his heart beating through it and everything.
and the reason why is because he had so many operations consistently in a short amount of time. They didn't want to keep closing and reopening and closing and reopening. So after 2 weeks of being unconscious like that, we had to watch him for another 7 days to 7 to 10 days with his chest open and beating. My whole concern the whole time was how was he gonna affect him psychologically once
Once he comes home,
once he came to and woke up.
Right. And were
Yeah,
they worried about
It's a
the
lot.
effects of his brain? Were they worried about the effects of his brain as
they were.
well? Yes, they
They
were.
were.
Yes, ma'am.
They
Yes.
were.
But
Okay.
okay, so with the, the main thing that it did, his right side, at first he could not use it at all. Like he could not lift his arm or anything.
And he's right.
And he's right-handed. It took him when he started coming to, he wasn't even all the way himself yet, but he
Mm-hmm.
knew that he couldn't use that right arm. And it took about a week, and he was lifting. This is just determination. This is just nothing was going to
Um,
defeat him.
um,
One day the doctor came in, and he moving his arm, and he just lifted that arm like, I am here. I am raised. And he didn't raise it all the way, but he lifted it up and let
okay.
them, yes, I'm here. I'm fine.
I want to do this other video. Um, um, can y'all hear me? You can hear me
I'm
now?
sorry. We
Now I
can't
can
hear
Okay.
hear
you.
Okay.
I can hear you now.
When the video shows, it shuts off the thing. I just want to kind of, I know there's a lot there. I would love to shoot this again privately because this story is it's an after school special,
It's a lot to get into.
and I see the comments are saying thank you for the information. Maybe it'll change something in Florida as well, being able to give a detailed physical to these young people, especially in this Florida heat. And I know I've been to Texas and that heat is hot too. So I would I would think, I don't know how you all are going about it, but this really means that a change has to happen. And y'all froze on me. Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me? Y'all can hear me?
I can hear
Yes,
you.
Okay.
yes.
And I just want
Uh-huh.
to check. This does not run in y'all family. This doesn't run in your family at all. Heart failure, congestive heart failure. Any history of it at all?
No. My great grandmother, she was 76 when she passed, and she didn't know that she had anything wrong with her, but she did have congestive heart failure. Um, I did have a brother. Um, he played Arena One football, and he had what's called Wolf Parkinson White syndrome. WPWS is what they call it, and
Mm-hmm.
that's like when you have three arteries to your heart, or instead of just two arteries, it's a like a defect, like a third one or something like that. And he had to
Okay.
have corrective surgery on that. But as far as sincere, or me or him, never any signs of.
And speaking of our
Right.
brother, which is another reason why they need to make these tests mandatory, because he played uh, Pee Wee youth football, junior high, high school, and 4 years of a D1 school in Pittsburgh with his heart condition. And they didn't find out until he was actually picked by an NFL team, and they did extensive search and they found it.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
And an echocardiogram again would have
Caught it.
detected that if that was made these high school physicals, because
Echograms detect 60 to 70% of heart defects.
right,
Not to make it a
Okay.
racial thing, 62 or either 70 of the people that suffer from these conditions are minorities, black and brown. So it's about all of them, but we do need to spread this information and let everybody know.
Absolutely.
Like just get tested. If you're going to send your child out to play sports and
echocardiogram.
sacrifice their body, the least you could do for them is get proper test.
Right.
And I think it should be free. Yeah, or schools should, be able to help do something if you have these kids out there
And
playing.
the
Uh-oh, y'all froze on me. Okay. Okay, I take you back. Oh, this technology.
I'm chopping up.
Yeah. Okay, I hear you now.
Okay.
so
The
the thing
EKGs.
with the echo, what I was going to say is the thing with the echo. Okay, so the EKGs, they give you numbers and functions and waves of the heart, whereas the echocardiogram, it is like an ultrasound, and it actually shows you. You can actually see, like in ultrasound, you see the heart. So with the echocardiogram, like with my son, what he had was called AAOCA, and his left artery was like misplaced. He was born with it, instead of off to the left of his heart, it was towards the center. And that's what caused the arrhythmia. With my brother's condition, the WPWS, if we had had an echocardiogram, they would have
Mhm.
seen that his left position correctly, and they would have seen that my brother had three arteries going to his heart instead of two, like we're supposed to have, the left and the right. The echo showed that, and maybe he could have furthered his.
They found out what the defect was, that was the shortest and easiest of all his procedures he had. They went and fixed it just like that.
In
But by
seconds.
this time, it was already
It was the damage was
too much
already
damage.
done from the heart attack.
Okay. So he got the LVAD, and then October. What happened on that day when you all got the word? And I kind of skipped over because I'm pretty sure like how was it when he came home, but the day that you got the call, what was that day like? Because it was a short turnaround. I haven't seen
Okay.
it that short before. It was
So
short.
on March the 21st, when he got the LVAD placed.
Right.
So on October the 13th, we got listed, and not even going through the details of the listing because we had 2 weeks of an itinerary of doctor's visits because there's so many tests that you have to take and there's so many doctors that you have to see before you can be listed. So we had a
Right.
2 week itinerary with lunches for like a real itinerary to get all the tests and everything done so that we could get him listed as quickly as possible.
Right.
Once
Right. Right.
they found out that his heart was not recovering. So on October the 13th, after all of their hard work, going to the doctors, making sure everything was good, he was working hard to be where he needed to be to pass all the tests to get the heart transplant.
And it wasn't, he didn't have to get it. He still was a choice to be made. Come out the hospital,
Right.
go through everything we went through, and then living with the LVAD. A lot of people choose. A lot of people choose to keep him.
Keep the LVAD.
But from
Right.
day one, from the time he was able to come back, come conscious, all he wanted to know was what he had to do
to get a heart.
to get through it. And so when they asked him, did he want to go through with the heart transplant, he said yes. On October the 13th, we got the phone call.
Well, no, October the 13th, we got listed
Listed.
officially.
Okay.
October the 15th, we got a phone call
2 days.
that there was a potential heart for him that we needed to come on in. So we went in on October the 15th. It was a 23-hour procedure because everything is from the time they remove to the time they get the heart. Everything has to be like balanced on each
Yeah.
end with the
Right. Right.
doctors.
Right. Right.
20 hours, but its official transplant date is on the day that I was born, October the 17th. That's the gift that we got on that day.
Wow.
So to put
Wow.
it in perspective, I have a friend of mine, childhood. He's the same age as mine. He's been waiting on the heart for 10 years. Been living with an LVAD for 10 years. He's back in the hospital now.
Oh,
So
wow.
this is all new to us. It listed and to receive a heart within 2 days. And all praise to the Most High.
All praise.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I know you sent me a video of him playing
Uh-oh.
right. Yeah, I was like, y'all can't hear me. Y'all sent me a video of him playing basketball at home with the LVAD. So when I tell you this kid is resilient,
This guy,
he's resilient.
we
Like
had long about that.
long conversation.
He scared
Wow.
me. He would not,
Yeah.
but I wasn't ready. And the doctors even had to tell me, Mom, just let him go, let him do it and see what he can do. And when I tell you, he worked.
Just to show you some character traits, when he first came out, before he got the LVAD, when he first came out of the coma and was conscious, the doctors would come in and they would be saying certain things, and we would try to tell him to be quiet because he didn't know yet. He didn't know what happened. He caught on to what I was doing. He told me, "Daddy, stop doing that. I want to sing."
Don't put him
And
off.
we let him talk to him, and he never complained. He never broke. He only broke down crying one time in all this. One time. And that was after receiving the heart. Once he got an infection, he had to go back in for like 3 more surgeries, and he got tired. But he's a tough kid. He's a tough kid.
It's everyone's life and journey is different, and we've all been through some stuff. But when I tell you, when you sent the video, and I just want to show a little bit, y'all, this boy is playing in a tournament. Okay, let me just show y'all because pictures are worth 1,000 words, and I want to see which one.
Have the one.
Which one? Which one?
Show the one with the LVAD first. The one with the
Yeah,
LVAD.
Right. Right. I showed you want me to show it again? You want me to show it again? You want me to show it again? Yes, yes. I should, oh, yes. Okay, so this is him in a tournament shooting the ball. Okay, so I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it. Hold on. Now I'm gonna show that again because y'all. I don't even think y'all saw that. Like, can't believe. I don't know. And Andrea's like, we can't stop him. There's nothing. He wants to do it. We can't stop him. And this was probably one of the playing. I'm just I I don't know. Look, I'm a water bag, right? I'm a water bag. I can't even imagine if you all. I mean, what would
And my baby money down on the floor. I got it too. Hey.
y'all see that baby? Y'all see this baby? Now, the reason why I wanted to show this, right, and the reason why I wanted to show this is because I wanted to make sure that we are able to give somebody hope. This boy has been through the ringer. Is he there? Can we see his face? If only I just want to see Sincere's face. Okay. 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 I just want to see his face. Just his okay. If he's ill, I'll let him rest. Okay. But okay, so that's a side effect of some of the things that he's experienced. Oh, okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I understand. Oh, I no, you're fine. What I will do, I will invite you all to be a part of my telethon. That's August 21st. I will invite you all to be a part of my telethon so that all the information that your husband gave, especially for people that are athletes, I think that would be very informative. And y'all, you don't have to give me a yes, a fast yes, but give me a slow no. Okay. I hope she can hear me. Can you hear me? Okay. I would just love to be able to. Okay. Okay. And then we can get the computer
He's acting
issues
like
and
he's
everything.
yeah.
What you say?
Right, right.
Okay.
I
I just
he say he just got
it's fine. It's fine. I thank y'all so much. I thank you for your time because I'm telling you, I don't know how many people could have endured that mentally as a family, physically, and we learned so much just within this short time. And I thank you all so very much. I thank you all so much. And then on a telethon, we can give more information. Go ahead.
I'll have things ready. But what I want everybody to know, number one, so we started the Buddy Love Foundation,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
the goal to that is to get the cardiograms made mandatory in the high school physicals.
At the
Okay.
very least, just to spread information,
Right.
awareness.
With that being
Mm-hmm.
said, even if they do not make it mandatory, you can still ask your doctors to get that test. You can
Right.
still ask them to run that test on your kids. So please remember, it is an echocardiogram, ECHOCARDIOGRAM. And I spell that out because I really want everybody to know exactly what it is. Google the definition of it. However, whatever you need to do, but get your kids tested, especially if they're in sports. Get them an echocardiogram, please.
Good
It's the least you
thing.
can do. If you anybody's an athlete, you know the grind that it takes to be an athlete. Least you can do is get them tested.
And protect
That's it.
them.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
I I appreciate you all so very much. I think everybody is in shock, one, just to even see those videos of him. And yes, look at God. I mean, just unbelievable story. Just an unbelievable story. And I don't know. This is the first time y'all told the story, right? Was this?
This is the first time
This
we
is my first
spoke
time
of it.
actually talking about it. I just know
See, this, again, this is why I created Transplant Talk with Nashonda, because this is a lot, and a lot of people are uneducated. And I would ask you, some more questions about how you all feel about organ donation, but I
You
don't.
know,
The technology is acting up, and I don't want it to cut y'all off. I hope y'all can hear me. But again, we'll talk about it
yeah,
on the telephone on 8
when
on August
you was here.
21st. August 21st, and we will do that. Thank you all again so much. Thank you for everybody that's watching. My parents, yes, praise the Lord. Now I'm telling y'all don't believe in God. Y'all better look at this family. Look at this family, because
Oh yeah.
God is a major factor on you see this. Like you see y'all see that baby Sincere. What a beautiful name. Sincere. Am I saying his name right? Sincere?
Oh yeah. Yes,
yes,
you
ma'am.
are sincere.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
his name.
I can teach. I can go back to teach. I can go back teaching now. His name. Okay.
Yes, he was born, and that's why we call nonprofit the Buddy Love Foundation.
Okay. Okay. I mean, just an amazing
One
story.
one of the things
Say
Yes.
again. Say again.
one
He
of the things that uh, one other thing he wanted to once he came out of it, he asked me to pray with him one day. It's the first time we did that. Like I taught him to pray, but we prayed together. His whole point was nobody else have to go through that.
nobody.
Nobody else. So
I
we don't want to take
know.
credit for being strong because I watched him, and when he came, he never complained, so I couldn't
Never
complain either.
complain. Oh no. Oh no. It's amazing.
Right. Right. And that's why I started this and wanted people to become organ donors, because I don't want anybody to have to go through it. And thank God somebody said yes to your
We
baby. So thank you
oh
so
yes.
much. Thank you. All right,
It
I'm gonna just put
changed my
y'all back,
beliefs because
please. Oh, say again, Stephen.
Thank you.
They
ma'am.
froze again.
Will you say it was changed?
Yeah, it changed my beliefs. You get all this information from different sources saying, different stuff about organs and this, that, and the third. I'm a witness to that. We're not rich, we're not billionaires, we don't have no power, and donate your organ. Being an organ donor, it really
It
helps and it really
helps. It
saves
saves
lives.
lives. It
This
saves
was a
lives.
guy. The heart he received was from a young man who lost his life, but he gave my son life.
He gave him life.
So, organ donor, please be an organ donor. Please
Please.
keep your test it and keep up with their health. That's what it's
Please.
all about.
We are begging you guys.
We saw families that didn't don't have the story that we have. Like we were literally
That,
in there with families who came in and
And
they left without their child. So it's real.
it's
It is
real.
real.
oh
It's
yeah.
real.
Oh
Now,
yeah. God.
wow. Okay, so I'm gonna drop y'all backstage real quick, and I'm gonna come right. Don't leave me. Don't leave me yet. Okay, don't leave me. Don't leave me. Listen, y'all see that internet act up that whole time until they talked about somebody being a donor um, for their son. Put my finger down. Listen, they're going to be back August 21st from 4 to 9. I'm going back to the Lone Star State. We're going to make sure that everything is working correctly because this story, just like all the other stories, must be and will be told. All right. This revolution will be televised. Okay. So thank you all so very much for ending my July on a positive note with a very powerful story. And for those of you again that don't believe in God, look at this story and y'all share it. We're gonna come back. I got some big things planned for TTWN Network. Getting these exclusives, that is nothing but God. So thank you all for watching. Make sure that you all come and watch your girl with Life Quest. Life Quest. I'm super excited. I'm very super excited for the month of August. And yes, we got to go back to school. I got to go back to work August 3rd. Y'all pray for me because this Delta variant is being very, very disrespectful. So um, we heard from the Nelson family. Thank you all so much. I'm pretty sure that that was not easy to do because, y'all, that's my baby. We ride hard for our children. So thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, God bless you all. And you all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Go register and become an organ donor. God bless you.